Did Bearable Guy 123 just get exposed, guys? We're going to talk about it in today's video. Hello everyone, hope you guys are having an amazing day. XRP is at around 47 cents, 47 cents, guys. Slightly in the red today. I mean, it's funny because finally Bitcoin is seeing what XRP has been all this time. Bitcoin got good news, right? Coming from BlackRock CEO, and it dumped. That's funny, guys. That's been happening with XRP from the dawn of time, guys, right? From the beginning of time. Every time there's some good positive news, it dumps, which is hilarious. But I'm still bullish. No need to worry. Now, guys, we're part of XRP in the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting from TikTok Crypto. What do we see right here, guys? So there's a throwback right here from Mr. Pool, which connects to 76 today, guys, right? 76. Could it be today? Possibly another 76 right here. Winking smiley face. Wait a minute. Will Mr. Pool post tonight, right? If he tweets tonight, that's going to be ridiculous. Connects right here, another 7622. So this seems to be a 1 year delta, guys, coming. Whoa, there we go, coming soon. Have your popcorn ready. So it seems that, so what's about to happen soon, guys, right? If this is the case, when will you return? Does this connect with Donald Trump? Wait, interesting. Maybe it connects with Donald Trump, guys, right? Some type of external event, but it's all speculation at the end of the day. Now, finally, I posted the month of July for the 13 and 33 dates, guys. As you guys can see, 76, 713, 715, 724, 726, 731, right? It's either 13 or 33. 33 is 726 if you just add it up, guys, right? So 13 and 33, usually something important takes place, such as today, right? And next week, there's a bunch of 13s, guys. So it seems as well. Now, it's funny because, what do we see right here? Time travelers, pay attention. You may want to keep an eye out for something special coming next week. I'm not saying anything, guys, but can something occur? I don't know. Now, it's funny because I hope the case finally ends, guys, right here soon. I think Brad Garlinghouse just had a little bit of miscalculations by saying weeks and not months, guys, right? Just a tiny bit. But things are accelerating as we speak. From Baba Cooks in 2018, only accounts foretold your reality. Now, it wasn't YouTubers, it wasn't researchers, it wasn't moon boys, it wasn't developers, right? It wasn't Jim Cramer. It was a fuzzy cartoon bear and friends. Now we're going to be talking about this bear right here, guys. This bear right here in today's video, right in the later part of the video, and possibly did he just get exposed, right? And is he just an imaginary character at play? We'll talk about it. In Bearable Guy 123, I trust. In Ripple Riddler, I trust. Only one defended them since, right? As you guys can see, why is Babakuk saying this? Is because from RT, BRICS is set to introduce a new currency backed by gold in contrast to the credit-backed United States dollar, with the decision coming a month ahead of the bloc summit. And with the growing initiative, more and more countries are lining up to join the group. Now, when we talk about gold, right, coming to play, and with BRICS, look at that, guys, literally right there, BRICS, a connection to these certain presidents right around the world, and a connection to gold. Don't you guys see? Gold is back with his new friend, the standard of new economy, which is XRP. So the missing piece of this whole puzzle is XRP, guys, heading from west to east, right? HSBC, we got all these other roles that need to be played, right, within a new financial system, as you guys can see. So again, guys, it's all adding up if you just see, right? It's all adding up at the end of the day. Now, yes, a firm dollar will be dissolved following event 303. So something is definitely incoming, guys. Look at this heading east, right? So let's pay attention. Now, a few more connections right here. Look to the stars and follow the moon. My last ever tweet will be in June. CKJ equal China, Korea, Japan. You can never become a Westerner. China's top diplomat urges Japan and South Korea to align with Beijing and revitalize Asia, guys. Wow. So these people are accelerating their push, right? Their narratives, as you guys can see. Where we are going, we don't need roads, guys, right? But we do need bridges.
Polar says the gold-backed currency will facilitate the advancement of developing countries.
Avoiding using the gold standard, we have gone for almost 45 years now since 1980 when this was dropped. And we have seen the consequences, particularly of this to the European countries, when the dollar was adopted as a standard and gold not as such. Yet, against that, there's been accumulation of gold in the developing world. South Africa had a much stronger currency when the gold standard was still in force. Like gold.
Yep, a lot of gold talk. He's basically talking about gold, guys, and how all these central bankers around the world, everyone supposedly is buying up gold. We actually talked about this a long time ago, how gold will come into play. So we've seen the good side of the riddlers right here, right? Their quote-unquote prediction is coming true, because nothing is ever predicted, guys. It's all planned ahead of time, right? And then they could predict it. So it's just The Simpsons, right? How come that TV show can quote-unquote predict everything, supposedly, right? With Donald Trump and certain other important events. Why? Because it's all planned. So we've seen the good side of the riddlers, right? But now what about the bad side? The bad side, so to speak, right? The imaginary side. The side of the jester, the fool, right? So let's talk about it, guys. From Not Financial Advice Crypto. Here we go. This is absolutely an insane thread, guys. I really actually enjoyed this thread. I actually read it just a little bit ago, but it's actually mind-blowing. If you guys liked today's video, I really appreciate it, guys. But let's talk about it. And I'm going to give my thoughts on this whole thread and my opinion on the riddles, on the riddlers, on BG123, and all these things. So let's pay attention. Now, 1. Bearable Guy 123 is an enigma of the XRP community who has posted obscure riddles for the XRP army to solve for years. The following is a proposed solution to those riddles, and you're not going to like it, right? So this is the final tweet for today's video. Let's pay attention, guys. Again, he stated that you are not going to like it, guys, right? So and by the way, I really enjoyed this thread. Is because it gives another outlook, right, on these riddlers and riddles, guys. I always love seeing both sides of the story, right? The good and the bad. I love it, guys. This is why I'm excited to tell you guys my opinions on this whole situation. Now, it starts with revealing the identity of the king, King Ludwig II, known as the Mad King. As you guys can see, each king has the same blue/white color combo and distinctive pattern on their robes. This pattern can be seen crystal clear on Ludwig's coat of arms, as you guys can see right here. Now, Bearable Guy's king has slanted quote-unquote mad eyebrows because of Ludwig's nickname, the Mad King. Wow! That's so mind-boggling, isn't it, guys? Right? Wow! So, remember, at the end of this thread, will you still like the riddlers? Let's find out. So, here's the backstory. At age 13, Ludwig was obsessed with operas of Richard Wagner. In fact, he took the throne in 1864. The first thing he did was invite Wagner to move in as composer in residence, which he accepted. Now, Ludwig immediately began generously funding Wagner's elaborate creations from his own amusement, spoiling him so grandly at state expense, right? And people called him a freeloader and whatnot, guys. And for him to be jettisoned. 1 year later, things only got worse for the young king. Ludwig was removed as a sovereign ruler, guys, right? Lost a war, rendering him purposeless. Wow. And so began his descent into madness, right? The love of power created this, it seems as. In 1867, Ludwig abandoned the real world, retreating to a reclusive dream world in the Alps, focusing all his efforts on creating his own fairy tale kingdom in the form of lavish castles, palaces, and operas all inaccessible to the public. Rumor had it he would even dine with imaginary friends. This led to another nickname of Ludwig's, the Fairy Tale King. More on that later. Now, fast forward to 1886, and Ludwig dies under mysterious circumstances at age 40, when his castle spending caused the virtual bankruptcy of the state. His ministers accused him of insanity, deposed him on grounds of mental illness, and had him committed to the custody of Lake Starnberg Palace. One day later, he was found dead in Lake Starnberg. Now, the castle in Bearable Guy's riddle is Starnberg Palace, where Ludwig spent his final days. Wow. That's really weird if you ask me, guys, right? Now, back to Ludwig's obsession for theater and Richard Wagner. Ludwig loved immersing himself in Wagner's plays. He even had his men secretly call him the name of his favorite character, Parsifal, from Wagner's opera. Wagner's opera, titled Parsifal about a young peasant farmer who joins the Knights Templar on a spiritual quest of finding the Holy Grail. The cover of Wagner's Parsifal features the Holy Spear, a crucial part of the play. This explains the spear holding up the XRP flag at BG's castle. Now this statement right here is very important, okay? Pay very close attention. As you guys can see, a lot of connections. Wagner and his circle privately refer to the king as Parsifal, and his problems were incorporated into the drama of the Grail. Now, Grail. Next, early in the play, Parsifal must defeat the all-powerful Red Knight. When he wins this battle, Parsifal puts on the defeated knight's red armor and becomes known as the Red Knight himself. The Red Knight Parsifal defeats is symbolized by the red character in BG's castle, as you guys can see, who we may be seeing with his armor already removed. Wow, crazy connections. Now, I'm not sure why, but after reading the summary of Parsifal and seeing Knights Templar and the Knights of the Round Table mentioned, it clicked in my head that the characters in BG's poker riddle were also technically sitting at a round table. So I searched Knights Templar poker table, and what I saw blew my mind. As you guys can see, Knights Templar poker table, look what we have there. Sitting there is an Amazon ad was copy of the 1903 painting by Cassius Coolidge with the exact same image structure as BG's poker riddle. The painting on the wall, the grandfather clock, the style of chairs, the placement of the bell, lights, it was all there, and this made me realize I was onto something. Was BG123 using themes from the Knights Templar and Parsifal because of the Mad King's documented obsessions? Wow, guys. Whoa! Literally everything's here, right? What the? Whoa, that's absolutely crazy if you ask me, guys, right? Again, BG123 getting exposed. Let's see. This opened up a new way of seeing riddles for me. Were they simply scenes out of the mind of a mad hallucinating king during his last days? Have nothing to do with Ripple or future events. Why else would Ludwig's characteristics and interests be highlighted in such a way? Was this all a complex metaphor? Remember BG's ship riddle? It's not about XRP at all. It's Richard Wagner's play, The Flying Dutchman, and acted out on a stage. In fact, here's an actual setup of Wagner's 1882 play. Look familiar? Sure it does. Not only that, David Shore's Your Time Has Come. And here's what Wagner's Flying Dutchman character looks like today, as performed at the Houston Grand Opera. Look familiar? Sure does. Wow. So, it seems as the Ripple team is a part of this as well, if this is the case, doesn't it? Odd if you ask me. And that iceberg is just a stage prop, a hunk of marble that the king's imaginary bear friend, who may actually be based on Richard Wagner, being chiseling into BG's next riddle. Now, oops. So far, BG123 is definitely getting exposed, guys. So far, or thus far. Let's check this next riddle out, or next decode, decipher. And what about that tone blue brick found in BG's old Twitter banner and in the wall of BG's poker riddle? It's literally the flag of Ludwig's kingdom, the king of, as we see right here, Kingdom of Bavaria. Interesting. Fascinating. And those books laying all over the place, those are the heaps of documents consistently left unattended around the castle by Ludwig's father, right, King Max II. In contrast, his father, King Max II, had left heaps of official documents unattended during his lengthy stay abroad. Wow. And colors of the snake in that stone room is the same unique color as the coat of arms, right? Coat of arms of King Ludwig II and the kingdom. Oh wow, guys, interesting. Then at this point I could go on and on with more micro connections, but I want to see what the XRP army digs up to either strengthen or weaken my main assumption at first. But before I get to my proposed solution, recall again the unusual circumstances of Ludwig's death and the fact he somehow found his way into Bearable Guy 123's riddle 135 years after his death. That makes his most quoted saying, especially interested. Quotes, I want to remain an internal mystery to myself and others. Wow, he once stated. A mystery. Sure is BG123, isn't he? Now, in conclusion, Ludwig II was king in a time when kings were no longer needed. He escaped reality by devoting himself to music and culture far away from people, staging his own little fairy tale world with pieces and props from Wagner's operas. So if the identity of Bearable Guy's king is truly Ludwig II, and his riddles are depictions of plays being acted out by a king who has lost his mind, I can't help but wonder, is this a metaphor? Is this what Bearable Guy 123 thinks of us? We are all just quote-unquote mad kings injecting our own fairy tales of XRP into otherwise meaningless images of an isolated king playing with his imaginary friends 140 years ago. Is that the answer to the riddle? That we are all ironically doing exactly what the Mad King depicted in BG's riddle has been doing all along, nothing more. It's certainly possible, but this does not mean all symbology surrounding Ripple's nonsense. Just that perhaps when it comes from the bear, it might simply be trolling. On the flip side, it is possible the performances of King Ludwig II and Richard Wagner's might open up a whole new world of more properly directed solutions to BG's riddles and allegories, resulting in finds that really do have the potential to predict future Ripple events. I'm excited to find out. Right? This was a beautiful thread, to say the least, guys. Right? This is a beautiful thread. Now, let me explain my thoughts on this whole situation about Bearable Guy 123 and these riddlers. What I'm going to say about these riddlers, guys, is what I noticed years ago, back in 2020. Is this right here, specifically from Mr. Poole, not Bearable Guy 123, none of these other riddlers, but specifically from Mr. Poole. What I noticed from Mr. Poole images when he did use a post, guys, right? He pointed towards one specific thing, which was actually multiple times throughout the year, right? Especially with the images he used to post, certain color schemes and whatnot, was this right here, the quote-unquote Holy Grail, or more so, spiritual enlightenment. Side notes, I think all the riddlers are pointing towards the same thing, right? That's my thoughts about this whole riddle situation. It's a double meaning. It's about the spiritual and the physical merging as one. But I don't want to keep talking more about this, guys, because you could talk basically, it just goes layers into layers into layers, right? Next layer, next layer. It's like a domino that keeps falling and never ending. But what are your thoughts about this whole situation? Is BG123 just joking, has been joking all this time, just trolling the XRP community, the XRP army, we the people? Or is this legit? Because in his bio right here, Bearable Guy 123 is a fun jester and not an investment advisor, right? Which is very fascinating indeed. Let us pay attention, but I do believe these riddlers mean something more, right? They're here for something more than what meets the eye, not financial advice. Let's be prepared. But anyways, that's all for you guys. Amazing. See ya. Wow.